Hey everybody, this is my first video. It is very early in the morning. I'm at my daughter's lacrosse practice, but I watched the movie Us yesterday, and ever since I've watched it, I've been getting texts and arguments telling me all these theories about the ending and links and videos to watch. I literally couldn't sleep last night because I just kept thinking about this, and it's bothering me. Specifically, one ending theory that everyone's jumping on that just does not make sense. So it caused me to make this video. So before I move forward, I have to warn spoilers ahead. If you don't have time, I'm giving it to you now. Stop watching. Here they come. All right. So the original ending of the movie has the main mother actually being switched, and throughout the movie is the doppelganger. Okay, cool ending. There was many different scenes that attributed to this that you could have picked up. For instance, she's a vegan. The way she's acting, the way the other doppelganger is the only one that talks, stuff like that. Okay, fine, you missed it. Great ending. The theory that has me bothered is that they're now saying the son was also switched. Impossible. Now, I will go over their ideas and thoughts and debunk them instantly. The first was that he was weird. He clearly switched because of the lifestyle, not knowing how to speak, just like the daughter, in 1986 originally couldn't speak because of that language. He's weird because he's new to the upper world. The false. Scene number 1, which they use as the twins on the beach say he's weird. That same scene, they don't speak about how the daughter, the sister, actually defends him and says that's just how he is. Same thing in the car with the mom trying to teach him rhythm when the song comes on. That's just how he is. Meaning, he's been that way. He's always been that way. We always know there's a weird cookie in our groups, and he's always been that way. They weren't cool and regular, and all of a sudden one day became a weirdo. That's noticeable. So the same reason he's saying, or they are saying, him being weird and out of place and awkward, what little kid doesn't go in the water or the beach and plays in the sand? That's how he's been. That's how he's been. Same thing where he brings out the toy. So the other theory was he burnt his face because the doppelganger was up in the real world playing with the magic trick toy, and the real Jason was down mimicking him, but with a match. Burnt his face, and that's why he can't talk. Clearly false. Why? Number 1, the doppelgangers mimic the originals. So there's no way he would be mimicking him down there just because. Just like the original main character, or as we call her, the doppelganger Red. She was not mimicking everything the main character was doing because she wouldn't have been able to plot this master plan. It doesn't make sense. Number 2, when he actually brings the toy out to the dinner table, he says, I played with this last year but don't remember how it works. Okay, so that means he would have been switched over a year before, which doesn't make any sense because maybe he just forgot. They're throwing hints at you that he's been there longer than a year. Just like when he gets stuck in the closet, the mother gets him. Didn't this happen last year? Okay, devil's advocate. Maybe it's just something the other one did and he remembered because he's actually the doppelganger, but he didn't remember it got closed. That doesn't make sense. If he remembers, he put it there, he remembers he got stuck. Debunked. Okay. The next one. I actually forget the next theory of why or how because it just didn't make any sense. My argument, moving on. The last scene of where they look at each other and he's giving her a weird face. And she has a weird face because she's having a flashback of, succeeding and everything. She gives this smirk. and he just puts the mask down. Supposedly that was a translation of, yes, we did it. I see it as, oh shit, I figured it out. But what am I going to say? My mom's not my mom. You see, the dad's not really the holding the pants in the family. So what's he going to do? He's just going to put the mask on and move on. Now, my theory to that is how he figured it out. When the doppelganger mother actually kills one of the twins, she doesn't realize he's there. It's the first scene where she starts doing the mumbling noises, the animalistic voices as she's killing, which is seen throughout from all the other doppelgangers when they're killing. She starts to kill her, and she starts that moaning noise. She doesn't realize the son's behind her. She turns around, sees the son, he looks scared. She grabs the keys and walks off with them, doesn't acknowledge it. That was the first one. The second one, the actual end fight scene. He's in the locker right outside of where she's killing Red. Again, the real one starts whistling. She gets upset while she's already dying a slow death, grabs the chain, gets it around her neck, snaps her neck. While doing so, moaning, screaming even louder, the animalistic chants. He hears all this. He sees all this. So by the time he actually comes out, you can tell he's scared, and he realizes it because the mother has to go back to her hand calm down thing that they have together. He finally just does it, accepts it, and leaves with her. Those are the hints to figure out. He's figured out, and he's the only one that knows that's not his real mother. That's why in the car while she's driving off, having these flashbacks, quiet, he's sitting in the passenger seat looking at her. He's looking at her like, wow, this is really hitting me. What am I going to do? She snaps out of it, looks at him, and gives this evil smirk. Instead of him acknowledging it, like, yeah, we did it, woohoo, smile back, nothing. He slides the mask back down. It's the original Jason. It has been. Two things came to my mind while we were talking about it. Another thing was when the doppelganger Jason started backing up into the fire, she started screaming and actually cared for him and didn't want him to die. I don't really have an argument to that. I think it was just a matter of it was a kid dying, a reflection of her son. He was the last one. It could have been just her, instincts of a doppelganger child dying, which makes more sense. Her doppelganger son is dying, because if the doppelganger son was really Jason, the real one, he'd be behind the car putting that one to death. So that actually makes no sense in itself. She's upset. Her doppelganger son is dying, not the real one. Another one, the hint that time he's been there. I just said it before, when he got out the locker, they did the whole hand calm down. That's their thing. If you watch This Is Us, Randall has a thing that calms him down. It's the same type thing. Grabs the hand, hold each other, love you. In the bedroom, the night that they get back from the beach, where she was upset, she told him, I'm sorry, I thought you were hurt, and he goes terrorist and, pedophiles, okay. She does the same hand thing. That shows it wasn't a one-time thing. That's their connection. They do it all the time when he gets upset. Again, showing the history that this isn't a new doppelganger Jason. I've gone on for about 10 minutes now. I believe I debunked this rumor, which, yeah, it would be really cool. But the hints and tricks that they're Easter eggs that they're showing you, they're just not lining up. He does a better job at writing than that, and he would have made it a little more clear that we have to reach so far to try to make this movie better than what it was. I thought the movie started off great. I love when they met each other and they're in the living room and she's explaining everything and it's creepy and he pulls the dad out and everything's going. After that scene, I thought it kind of flatlined. The other doppelgangers with the white family, cool little scene to see the others interact, but after that, I was kind of just bored for a while, get in the car, another boat fight, and, driving with the daughter, and the doppelganger daughter gets thrown in a tree, and it just extended. I don't think it needed to be that long. I thought there were way too many hints early on of her not being the right one. I wish it was like more of a surprise. The moaning and stuff, although it puts it together, if they didn't have that, I would have been more shocked. But I mean, right from the middle movie scene where she kills the twin doppelganger, I figured it out. So the ending, explaining it, I thought was good. I think it was just a lot in the middle that dragged on. Still was a good movie. I just feel like people are trying to make, theories to make the movie more complex and more interesting than it was. Still like Jordan Peele's work. Get Out was better in my opinion, but you can't compare the two. I hope they don't compare every movie he does to the original movie he did. But at this point, I hope to hear everyone's comments. I'm doing this because I want to hear people say, yes, you're right, yes, I agree, or no, and tell me why. And if I'm wrong, then I'll admit I'm wrong. But everything that's come up as the reasons why Jason is really a doppelganger, I just don't see it. And people are running wild with it, which is insane to me. So my opinions only. I'm not always right, but most of the time I am. Leave a comment, hit like, share. Thank you so much, and let me hear what you think. Bye.